Hi everyone, it's Raybo, and this video is going to be a little different. I'm kind of celebrating because today I downloaded my 500th mod into an active game, and for me that's quite an accomplishment, and the fact that it's a stable game, I thought I needed to pick a pretty darn good mod to take that 500th spot. The one I picked was Wasteland Resources here by Whisper. And there's a number of things that went into this decision. For me, it was you have 500 mods. You get to the point as you kind of get closer to that mark that you can't make a lot of bad decisions with which mods you're picking. And the first thing I'll say is when you look for a great mod, it always helps if you're familiar with that author. And you can see here that I have a number, throughout the past months of his mods. And some of them are on my all-time favorite list. This Raise My Settlement and these standalone workbenches and these crafting mods. I literally use them, not just every game, but every game session. So I'm very familiar with the author. The other thing that I think is really important when you look at some of these maybe smaller mods that aren't these by these giant well-known authors is who has their back. And if you go down here, hidden in his credits, you see some really good authors that have helped him out and are mentoring him and have his back. And I think that's another, when you start looking at, what's your next mod you're going to install into your game, what are those important things? And I think these credits say a lot about what people think about this author, and the fact that he has some really good mentors helping him. Because I can tell you that you don't get to 500 mods in Fallout 4 without a lot of people helping you out. And I think that was one of the main things that drove me to this mod and to take that 500 spot. Now, I'm going to cover a couple other things that I do when I go for a mod here like this, particularly in an active game. And let's get to my dashboard here. And I'm going to kind of go slow here. The first thing I did when I downloaded his mod was I went into Fallout 4 Edit. And being that I have all kinds of better cooking stations and that kind of stuff, I figured, well, man, I can almost be assured that there's probably a lot of conflicts that I need to look at just to figure out what I need to override and where I need to place it in my load order. So being Whisper is a great sim settlements forum teacher for people who are trying to mod their game, and has published numerous helpful articles on the sim settlements forum that have literally thousands of reads. I figured that he would appreciate the fact that someone would look at one of his mods and say, wow, this guy he's a player and he knows what he's doing. So I'm not going to do it here, but the first thing I had done was I applied a filter for not for cleaning, but a filter for to find conflicts, and his mod wasn't on the list. Well, I have 500 mods installed, and there's obviously going to be a high probability for something that touches workbenches and recipes and that's whatnot. and to kind of help other folks out. How you do that here is if you load up your entire load order, you right click on a mod and you go up here and you can apply filter to show conflicts. All right, well, that's what I did, and it wasn't on the list. So I'm kind of thinking, well, what's wrong? Is is Fallout 4 edit broke? So what I'll say here, then when I was looking for where I was going to put it in my load order, it didn't touch anything. He had used all his assets. There wasn't one single conflict. That's the right kind of mod you want to get if you're going to load 500 mods into Fallout 4. That's pretty good. So I obviously thought to myself, boy, I picked the right mod here. So, excuse me. The next thing that I did, and this is going to seem kind of ridiculous to you folks that also run highly modded games, is, and if you haven't noticed yet, there's two intents with this video. One is to talk about what kind of mod you pick if you want to get to a 500 mod game, and then, you know, the things you look at when you pick those mods. And the next thing, the decision I had to make was the groups. Now, what I wanted to say here is, when I was looking where I was going to put Whispers mod in my load order, my loader set up that basically I have mods that are what I call above center mass. Center mass, I guess you can call these too center mass. And then below center mass. And all I'm going to say about in this video about these setting up these groups is you could literally just set up numbers, and it's about affinitizing the group. So if you just you don't even need to put names in. You could just put 0, 1, 2, and if you're trying to get to a high load order, you're going to end up having to affinitize Vortex. So in that case, I would just name them. If I was going to do this over and spend an afternoon reassigning all my mods to a group, I would just give them a number name of 1 to 40 or 1 to 50 and affinitize them that way. It's less important, the names. You could use the vanilla groups. The names don't matter. What matters is that you can get a hierarchy going in your load order that basically is, what I'm saying is, you have a top, above center of mass, below center of mass, and bottom. And I think if you think of your load order that way, you're well on your way to getting a massive load order yourselves. Anyway, knowing that this was a workshop mod, I put it fairly high up in my load order in the 3 section, and where is it? And where Wasteland Resources right here. So it came in about 145. Now that's relative. I have 500 mods. So I can assure you, I'll run a little video next of the mod in game. It works perfectly. It requires settlement menu manager, and it just has a lot of little fantastic little resources. It's a little mod that does a lot of cool little things, and I don't think I could go into all the details here, but I really think it's aimed towards survivalist players that want to just gather some very specific micro junk or micro materials and dirty water, irradiated materials, oil, those type of things. It's very, very handy, and it was very well thought out. The menu system, I'm always worried with 500 mods how it's going to affect my menu system, and I can guarantee, at least for my in my game, it didn't slow the menus down one bit. And kind of like what I talked about earlier with Whisper and his, having great mentors. Well, he's also turned around and tried to mentor other things, and I know he has a guide on Settlement Menu Manager. So, when you talk about broken menus at this point of a game, the guy that's writing a manual on Settlement Menu Manager is probably the right guy to pick a warehouse mod from. So anyway, I really love the mod. Enjoy the little video here. I'll show everyone what it does in game. And thank you for watching. Bye-bye.
Hey there.
Okay, I am back in game, and we're getting lucky here. Oh, are my guys?
Get lost.
Alright, well, hopefully I didn't get anyone killed here. That Kelly, I think, was the Brahmin person. That's funny. So I guess this is going to be a showing Whispers thing, but this is the Brahmin salesman.
Hi.
That's so elusive.
I got a question for you. I can sell you a Brahmin. As is, of course. The quality is guaranteed.
Sure, I'll take her.
Oh, great, great. Just tell me where you want me to send her, and she's all yours.
She can go right here.
Good doing business with you, sister. I'm sure I'll see you around.
So good deal. So we got a little short write-in Whispers video. I'll come back and loot these guys. But I kind of wanted to show everyone too what 500 mods looks like in game. And I have my little performance meter up. I'm running Boston Natural Surroundings. These here Minutemen, I'm using a Minuteman faction pack, but those are You and What Army Minutemen, and I use them to patrol the roads. I know Conqueror has the ability to do that, but it takes me so long to get to that point. Codsworth, I'm sure,
Hey there.
Mother Nature never ceases
is my I'm trying to get his get him to stick as my provisioner, and it looks like he's probably unprovisioned himself, so I'm gonna have to come back and we can check that right now and make him the new. Okay, it looks like I still have a supply line, so maybe he's still working. Who knows? I'll check it out on the plot. But anyway, that's Neher's Pip-Boy. These plots around here and these plots that are coming up are all Wasteland Venture plots. I have a bunch of them that are coming in back here. And
There's a good dog.
over here to my right, over on the other side of the hill, I'm playing with Conquer. So this is my main base, but Starlight had a designer choice pre-built over there. And I pre-built them to level 3 before I started the game. And as you can see, I'm facing that direction and my frames look pretty good. My frames are a little deceptive. The reasons I can run above 60 is because I'm running an SLI and it's interleaving. so it kind of splits the graphical load.
Hey,
So that's why my physics aren't broke. It isn't that I'm actually... And being that I have a Minuteman faction pack and this is my main base, I made Preston my city leader. But just to make Hewitt smile, smile, and a couple of the other Sim Settlement folks, I figure my city leader, if he's Preston, can stay in chains for until I need him for something. So I love this plot by Para. It is fantastic. This particular NPC right here is a prisoner that I got through Crime and Punishment, and like one of the people that helped Whisper with his mod is an author named Colonel's Egg, and this mod that highlights the folks is Colonel Egg's mod. So I think that's really cool. When you go into console, you can just highlight them, and so if you have other objects, like that's the plot, you can get the IDs for it. Anyway, I'll go back to here, click on it, go out of console, and that NPC, if you notice there, when I clicked on him, is from Crime and Punishment. So with the 500 mods here, it isn't like lazy, what I call lazy 500 mods with textures and stuff like that. I have some textures, but not very many. They hurt my frame rate too much. But I do have a ton of scripted mods. All the Thuggy Smurfs, all the Sim Settlements, all the Sim Settlement add-ons.
I'm listening. Yeah.
And a bunch of others. And with each one of those mods, I follow the author's instructions, and the Thuggy Smurf ones are set up exactly like he has in his published load order. Now these two items here are from Whisper's mod. This is an oil pump. It's powered, looks fantastic, and this also renders oil. It renders meat waste, and it has some cool animations, and I'll show you guys that. He really did a good job on this. So I can see myself, if I played in survival mode, kicking back and making some oil to work on some weapons with this. So anyway, I'm gonna exit out of here. You see we're not getting stuck or anything. The camera works perfectly. And we're going to go down here. And again, more Wasteland Venture plots. I love this Raider Hobbit hole mod. This is a barracks, so when I'm gone, if I get more settlers or Minutemen reporting in, if they have a bed to go to if I don't have a plot set up. And another one of
What have
Para's
you been up
mods, not mods but plots. That's a Wasteland Venture one. I'm looking forward to having it built up. But I like Para's mod here, plot. And this windmill's from Woody's, I forgot what it's called, Woody's mod. I forgot, Wasteland Scrappers or something. We can go look right now. Woody's Wasteland stuff. Alright. Here's one that I thought was very appropriate. It's it gathers, it's a nuclear refinery. And I always am looking for, considering the game, you'd think you'd have plenty of nuclear material, but so every 24 hours these regenerate. I don't know if these things are pickable. Yep, they are. Nope. And so let's take a quick look at his menu. And since it was, there it is, Wasteland Resources. Go in. So we have consumes 10 dirty water and produces homebrew per day. You got homebrew. So all these are all the brewing setups. And you got distillery for liquors. I always need more vodka. Here's collects rain, so good for the survival player. Dirty water, you always
Anything
need
you
those
wanna
for
talk about?
recipes. Dirty water refinery. We saw the rebar grill. This one does fertilizer, which is always handy.
What are you thinking about?
I always use jet. I'm a jet junkie to make currency early in the game. So anyway, oil pump. You guys already saw that. It has planters. I have not used them yet, but they all look fantastic and the menus look great. So this is going to be perfect for this Conqueror build because I think these can work.
Hey, got a sec?
Let's see what happens here. Yeah, it looks like I don't need to assign anyone, so all I need to do is plant stuff here. And looks like I'll be good to go. So, and there's a bigger nuclear, well, that's the same one I have right there. And that one I cannot build yet. Now, since this is Whisper's video, I'll show everyone this too. A little trick here is to go into your mod configurations menu. And Whisper's mod here requires Workshop Framework. But if you have Workshop Plus installed, this is what happens when you have 500 mods. You have a MCM that lasts forever. Go in here into options. You can turn free build on.
Hey.
And
Hey, boy.
we'll go in here, and now you can see that in free build mode I could build the large refinery for nuclear material. So I think that's pretty sweet. So if you're a early game and you really need let's say nuclear material for that new weapon site,
Your
just
thoughts?
use the Workshop Plus feature and thank Kinggath for that, and go to town and
Anything you want to talk about?
get yourself some nuclear material. So anyway, Whisper, thank you so very much for a fantastic mod for 500. I feel like I have accomplished something, and it's just really fantastic the service all these mod authors do to the community and help us enjoy this game so much. I can honestly say that this game with 500 mods in it
Sounds good to me.
is so unique that it feels like it's a brand new game. And after 5,000 hours and almost 5 years, I can't be more grateful to the authors that give us all this content. So with that, I'll say one last thing. Thank Crimson Rider for Preston's captivity here, and XV for his excellent
Thanks for your help.
unbroken pre-combines, previous and pre-combines here at Mystic Pines. Thank you for, I forgot the, Silver Fox for the Boston Natural Surroundings. And you guys all have a great game, and hopefully you'll download Whisper's mod Wasteland Resources and give it a spin. And if this game keeps going good, I'll do some more videos of the mods I'm using and post my load order on the Sim Settlements forum and see if it can help a few of you guys enjoy your game a little bit more. You all take care. Bye-bye.